Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV and I'm Vasudha Venugopal. In a sign that the party's legal and political troubles are not ending soon, Aam Aadmi Party's Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate after searches were conducted at his residence in connection with the Delhi liquor policy case today. Aam Aadmi Party has been at the center of the action by investigating agencies. Earlier this year, former Deputy CM Manish Sisodia was arrested by the CBI over alleged corruption. Former Health Minister Satinder Jain was also arrested by the ED last year for allegedly misleading investigations and transferring proceeds of crime. Now, Mr. Singh's arrest has led to a fresh sparring between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, and this also poses questions on the future of the party. But let's first look at what happened today.
AAP MP Sanjay Singh arrested in a money laundering case related to Delhi's liquor policy. This after a day-long search at his residence in Delhi. His arrest comes after the then Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia was arrested this February.
आज अचानक ईडी मेरे घर पे पहुंच गई। दिन भर छापेमारी की, सारी जांच की, सब कुछ खोद डाला, कुछ नहीं निकला। बावजूद इसके जबरन मेरी गिरफ्तारी की जा रही है।
हर कदम पर आपको कोऑपरेट करेंगे। मेरे घर का एक भी नंबर डिसकोऑपरेट नहीं करेगा। संजय जाने लगे, हमने कहा जाओ, घबराना नहीं।
काफी जो है दिलचस्प ये पूरी कहानी रही है। सुबह 6 बजे है वो यहाँ पर ईडी की टीम पहुंची थी और उसके बाद लगातार सर्चेस हुए और उसके बाद लगभग सुबह 6 बजे की टीम आई और लगभग 6:30 बजे 6:20 के करीब जो है गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया संजय सिंह को।
As per the ED, Sanjay Singh arranged meetings between the accused and Manish Sisodia. Sanjay Singh had written then to the Finance Secretary denying the charge. He claims this is an attempt to tarnish his image.
और आज भारतीय संसद में लोगों की सबसे मजबूत आवाज संजय सिंह जी को जिस तरीके से बिना किसी सबूत, बिना किसी ठोस कारण गिरफ्तार किया गया है, ये बात साबित होती है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी जानते हैं कि प्रधानमंत्री जी चुनाव हार रहे हैं।
विपक्ष के लोग जो हैं शासन की व्यवस्था में राज करने की नीयत से और अपने घर परिवार को बेहतर करने के लिए आए हैं। ये मोदी सरकार है जिसने तय किया है कि ना खाऊंगा ना खाने दूंगा और भ्रष्टाचार मुक्त भारत के निर्माण में ये कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं।
हम यही बताना चाह रहे हैं कि जो रीजनल पार्टी है, जो क्षेत्रीय दल है, जहां भी अच्छा काम कर रही है वहां भाजपा के लोग तंग कर रहे हैं और कार्रवाई की जा रही है। सच बोलिएगा, मौजूदा सरकार के खिलाफ बोलिएगा, सवाल पूछिएगा, जनता की आवाज को उठाओगे तो वहां आपको दबाने की कोशिश होगी, आपको बदनाम करने का कोशिश किया जाएगा, आपकी आवाज को बंद करने का प्रयास किया जाएगा।
AAP was quick to cry foul, alleging misuse of central agencies. The BJP hit back with protests outside Sanjay Singh's Delhi residence. So what exactly is the Delhi liquor policy case all about? It relates to the 2021 policy that's now been withdrawn by the Delhi government. Both the CBI and the ED are probing the matter. The Delhi government withdrew from liquor sales and brought in private vendors to improve revenue inflows. But the report by the then Delhi Chief Secretary Naresh Kumar alleged corruption and violation of transaction of business rules. It claimed that undue benefits were provided to liquor vend licensees for kickbacks and commissions. The Delhi LG called for a CBI probe based on this report. The ED is probing alleged money laundering links. A quick succession of raids in the election season has raised the political heat, with accusations flying thick and fast from both sides. With Arvind and Saurabh Shukla, Bureau Report, NDTV.
So Sanjay Singh was arrested after hours of questioning today, much dramatic day. And we also hear that Arvind Kejriwal, AAP Supremo and Delhi Chief Ministers also reached Sanjay Singh's residence. Let me go across to my colleague Arvind Gunasekharan, who's joining us from the ED office and has been tracking this case. Arvind, explain to us the significance of Sanjay Singh's arrest and what is this case all about? Was he expecting this arrest and what are the agencies saying and what is going to happen tomorrow?
So the Enforcement Directorate has arrested Aam Aadmi Party's parliamentary party leader Sanjay Singh in connection with this Delhi liquor policy money laundering investigation. The Enforcement Directorate, taking cognizance of CBI's affair, initiated money laundering investigation, and during the course of the investigation, the agency has arrested several people, both private individuals and also public executives, in connection with this particular case. And if you could look at the kind of people who have been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate, it started with the company, private individuals who acted as an intermediary between the companies and the political executives, and even Vijay Nair, who handled Aam Aadmi Party's media in charge, has also been arrested by the Enforcement Directorate in this case. Subsequently, after that, Enforcement Directorate also arrested Manish Sisodia in this particular case. But the case against Sanjay Singh, according to our sources in the Enforcement Directorate, is that Dinesh Arora, who has turned approver in this particular case, has given a statement that it is Sanjay Singh who introduced him to Manish Sisodia, and that's how he got in touch with Manish Sisodia. But in this particular case, Dinesh Arora is a person, is a very vital person, because the entire case revolves around him, because Dinesh Arora brought several liquor companies to Manish Sisodia. This is the case that the Enforcement Directorate has built against Manish Sisodia. So according to ED, this is Dinesh Arora who brought all the liquor companies, introduced them to Manish Sisodia, and influenced him to tweak the Delhi liquor policy so that would benefit all these companies. In turn, those companies paid funds for Aam Aadmi Party. That's the crux of this particular case. So what's the role of Sanjay Singh? According to our sources, that one, Sanjay Singh introduced Dinesh Arora to Manish Sisodia. That's one. Second, after Satyendra Jain was arrested, it is Sanjay Singh who handled the funds for Aam Aadmi Party, and that seems to be the case that the Enforcement Directorate has built against Sanjay Singh.
So Arvind, would you agree that the investigation of this case in its last lap, or do you think it's just started? Because the agencies had earlier said that they had uncovered fresh evidence in the liquor case matter, and there were grounds for even the CM to be questioned. Of course, he was also questioned. So do you think he's also under scanner now?
Well, so the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has already been questioned by the Central Bureau of Investigation in the predicate offence, which is the corruption case. So Arvind Kejriwal was questioned regarding the clearance that was given by the cabinet for the Delhi liquor policy, because CBI has found that this particular policy was placed before the cabinet at least 3 times before it was finally cleared by cabinet that was led by Arvind Kejriwal. So that's where Central Bureau of Investigation asked Arvind Kejriwal to clarify why was it deferred 3 times. When the same note was placed before the cabinet thrice, it was deferred 3 times by the same cabinet that was headed by Arvind Kejriwal. So what changed? What circumstances changed that led to Arvind Kejriwal-led cabinet giving clearance to the Delhi liquor policy was something that the CBI wanted to ask from Kejriwal. But with the predicate agency already questioning Arvind Kejriwal, now with Enforcement Directorate, which is probing the money laundering investigation, in all likelihood, in all logical conclusion, will also reach the doorstep of Arvind Kejriwal. Just a matter of time where we can expect Delhi Enforcement Directorate also issuing summons to Arvind Kejriwal to record his statement in this money laundering investigation.
So thank you. That was Arvind Gunasekharan, my colleague, explaining to us the magnitude of this case whose investigation has been going on for the last 14 months. So the big question that we are asking today is, Sanjay Singh arrested for money laundering, is this a fair probe or political vendetta? We have an esteemed panel of guests with us to discuss this matter. We have senior journalist Javed Ansari with us, Huda Zariwala, who's a political analyst, and Vineet Dhanda, who is the former ASG of India. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'd like to go to Huda first. With the arrest of Sanjay Singh, there seems to be this trail that's emerging related to money laundering in the liquor policy probe. Now, I know that this case has been going on for the last 14 months. 3 Aam Aadmi Party leaders have been booked. What does this point towards? Does the party have a lot of explaining to do?
Well, honestly, at this point, let us not forget that this is the very same ED who had mentioned Sanjay Singh ji in the initial charge sheet and had apologized for the same. So we've seen since 2014, there has been an exponential rise in the number of cases registered by the ED, and most of them against critics and opponents of the Modi regime. But the conviction rate, by the ED under the PMLA has been abysmally low. I mean, also let us not forget that the ED has been granted extraordinary powers by the Modi regime, by the Modi government, through amendments to the PMLA, where the agency is allowed to sort of misuse its powers. And unlike any other investigative agency, this is the same ED that does not need to make a disclosure per se to a person to inform them, whether they're considered a suspect, whether they're a witness. I mean, there's essentially no protection against, anything that they incriminate, right? So this is clear. This is a clear case of vindictive political vendetta against the Aam Aadmi Party. Like Arvind Kejriwal ji said that clearly, this there will be many more opposition leaders who will be bought under scanner for absolutely no reason. Because let us not forget, for the longest, Manish Sisodia ji's name was not in the charge sheet. The cases against him, the charges against him are yet to be proven. There has been, Sanjay Singh ji was questioned for a good 9 hours. Nothing came out of it. Manish Sisodia ji's entire, his home, his village, everything that was associated with him, everything was pretty much searched. Nothing came out of it. So this is clearly a political.
So, Ms. Teriwala, you are basically alleging that, there's been a misuse of agencies happening. I would like Mr. Danda to respond to that. But before that, Mr. Ansari, the Aam Aadmi Party has alleged that the searches or the arrest of its senior leaders is an attack on its welfare model. Do you think when it comes to Delhi, this will dent the party's popularity? What do you think, sir?
Look, the jury is still out on that. No? The people will decide in the next elections. We'll know soon enough. But there are lots of things that don't match. I mean, first, when they named him in the charge sheet, they had to retract it, saying that this was another Singh. We mistook Sanjay Singh for somebody else. We had somebody else in mind. And now they're saying that he's the one who introduced the liquor people to Mr. Sisodia. Even assuming that is true, is there some money trail? Were there any pecuniary benefits that accrued to Mr. Sanjay Singh? Have they recovered a money trail? Is there a smoking gun? Is there money in his account? Or have they recovered huge bundles of cash from his house or for his village in Sultanpur or wherever? Are there any cash recoveries? Or has he bought Benami properties? Is there a list available of all that? There isn't anything. Or even if it is, then it's certainly not public knowledge. And whoever breaks the law, whoever infringes the law, there has to be a cost, must be held accountable. But this should apply to everybody, not selectively, but uniformly. It shouldn't be that those who are aligned to you or in your party or supporting the ruling government or a part of the government may have any number of cases against them, but they get away scot-free, while the others are made to face the consequences.
Right.
You can't have different rules for different people.
Right, sir. So, Mr. Nanda, in May, this year, Sanjay Singh had written a letter to Finance Secretary TV Somanathan. This is something Mr. Ansari was also talking about, and he had claimed that the ED director, his name, was wrongly, unfairly mentioned in the charge sheet. Can you, the policy is at the center of Aam Aadmi Party and BJP's politics here. So do you think that politics has taken center stage at the cost of policy here? What are your views on this?
Ma'am, my view with due humble thing is this, that bringing ED and politics in between is really unfortunate. The present matter is vested with the Honorable Supreme Court of India. And today, the Honorable Supreme Court of India said that why at all even Aam Aadmi Party was not made a party in the charge sheet. Why at all they have not been mentioned. And Enforcement Directorate is one of the most premium agencies of our country, which is doing an exceptionally good job. In 2014, up to 2014, only 112 raids were made by the ED because they were not allowed to work properly. But now in the new regime, 3,010 raids have been done and a property is worth 1 lakh crore has been attached. That is a remarkable achievement by the Enforcement Directorate, firstly. Secondly, in the present case, Mr. Sanjay Singh has been named by a prime accused. His name and the same money which has been taken in this liquor scam has been used for Punjab elections also through money laundering. And many other serious allegations are there. And once a matter is pending before the Honorable Supreme Court, and why at all such comments are made that ED is acting politically? If at all ED was acting politically, why at all the district court, why at all the High Court dismissed the bail application of Mr. Manish Sisodia? There were some merits in the case of the Enforcement Directorate. That is why he has not been given bail.
Yes.
And today, Honorable Supreme Court says to this extent that why at all the party, Aam Aadmi Party, which has used the money of this liquor scam, is not mentioned in charge sheet.
So, Mr.
This
Ansari,
is unfortunate to say that the Enforcement Directorate is acting politically.
So, Mr.
Really
Ansari, Mr. Danda is saying that this is more of a fight against corruption, and it would be unfair to look at, these regular processes as political vendetta. How would you like to respond, sir?
Vasudha, by training, I have been taught as a journalist to never to take what people say at face value. Let's look at facts. Can Mr. Danda please educate us of the 300 odd raids conducted? How many people belong to the opposition and how many from the ruling party? Can he name me even 10 people from the ruling party? Not just ruling party, even those allied to them, those supporting them from inside, outside, whatever. Can Mr. Danda say? And the Supreme Court says that if you think that this money has gone, they didn't say that this money has gone. If you think that this money has gone to AAP, then why haven't you made them? They pointed out the lacuna in your charge sheet. They didn't say that money has gone there and you should name them.
Right.
So this is Mr. Danda, with due respect to you, I'm not a lawyer, but with due respect to you, I think you're being economical with facts.
Okay. So, Huda, I'd like to ask you this question. So, what kind of impact do you think this might have on Aam Aadmi Party's political ambitions? Because the party was growing at a rate. And, now do you think this is a spanner in the works? Because, every time this party will go for elections, during this campaign, this point is going to be raised. So, how do you think the party is going to meet this challenge?
Well, I think the people of India, the Janta, essentially the voters, they are aware of, what a clear case of political vendetta this is. People are aware that Aam Aadmi Party is one party that has actually benefited not just the people of Delhi, but even Punjab for that matter. This is a party which is the youngest party of India. It got the status of a national party within a decade. I mean, this is not a small feat in a country like India, wherein there are multiple regional parties. People understand, all of this is clearly directed against the leaders of a party which have been, doing, nothing but the development of the Janta of Delhi, of now the Janta of Punjab. And in general, they speak about development. Theirs is a model that speaks on education, on health, all things, women's safety, all things that matter to the voters of Delhi. Unlike the BJP, which has no political agenda. I mean, their entire model is on hatred, on targeting the opposition. Here is a party that gives the people a sense of hope, a sense of security, a sense of belonging. And now with the entire India alliance, wherein, even all, the leaders of the alliance itself have, given undue support or will be giving undue support to the Aam Aadmi Party, only goes on to show that we are in the clear. We will fight this battle out. Aam Aadmi Party is going to come across as a clear winner in this. People are going to be supportive of us, and the 2024 elections will speak for themselves.
Okay, so that's an interesting point. Mr. Danda, you wanted to respond to Mr. Ansari, but, nationally, with many politicians belonging to the opposition camp under the scanner of agencies, do you think that the BJP will find it difficult to counter this allegation that agencies are being misused? Because opposition has also been raising this as part of its joint memorandum. What are your views, sir?
Ma'am, I want to say this, that Ansari Saab said that none of the people belonging to BJP have been raided upon. The regime of BJP is known for corruption-free government. So how at all, when there are no corruption charges, they want a raid on BJP people, firstly. Secondly, why at all Mr. Ansari and Huda ma'am is forgetting that the present matter, when Sanjay Singh will be made to appear before the court, his custody will be asked, he'll be interrogated. If there is not even an iota of evidence as they are alleging, then no remand will be given. How at all Manish Sisodia is behind bars since 8 months? 2 courts have taken care of the bail orders, and it has been dismissed on merits. How at all they are saying there is no iota of evidence? Courts are there, ma'am. The case has been registered by ED. They have arrested. But the matter will go to the court, and Honorable Supreme Court is vested with the present matter. And second, what I want to reply to Ms. Huda, that people will, I am also a general public, they have done real cheating with the common man. Why are they giving kickbacks to the private liquor operators? What was the necessity? because they wanted to procure money through money laundering for Punjab elections because they didn't have money.
Yes.
So their agenda to show
so
that
we're running out of time, Mr. Ansari. You'll have to respond to this.
That's wrong.
Mr. Danda is saying that this, behind this policy, there was also kickbacks and commissions, which has led to these charges, and there are courts in the country that are also looking at it. How would you respond to that, sir?
Two quick responses. One, in another related case, as far as the ED is concerned, today the Supreme Court has made some very stringent observations. Don't be vindictive. Your action should be above board, and you ought to be bipartisan, and you should play by the book. The other, he was saying that we are running a very clean government, and that's the reason why nobody from the government. What about Mr. Narayana Rane? What about the Assam Chief Minister? What about I've got the names of over a dozen people, I can tell you, who have cases, existing cases on them, and the probe has suddenly gone dead. Right. The present government, the present Prime Minister used to hound these people day in and day out, taunt these people that they are corrupt, that they need to be probed. As far as the NCP renegades are concerned, who defectors are concerned, he used to say, this is a naturally corrupt party. And those very naturally corrupt people are now members of the...
So, Ms. Huda, would you like to respond to this? To both Mr. Ansari and to Mr. Danda? Mr. Huda,
yes. Sorry, was that question directed towards me? Yeah, right.
Yes, it was directed at you. Would you like to respond to Mr. Danda saying that this policy had a lot of problems? It had kickbacks, commissions. So this is essentially about corruption and laws just following its course.
And yet again, let us not forget that nothing has been yet proven. There has been no money trail. Even after 8 months of the CBI and ED, time and again questioning Manish Sisodia ji, failing to grant him bail, keeping him behind bars in a way without, any substantial charges proven against him. Because there has, if the charges were proven, he would obviously, be punished for the same. But nothing has been proven against him. And I'd also like to reinstate the point that Javed Saab said that, in a similar case, the Supreme Court has given, the direction to the ED, which says that the ED has to be transparent, above board, and conform to the pristine standards of fairness and probity, and not be vindictive in its stand. Right? So let us not forget that this is the very same ED which is clearly politically motivated, working at the whims and fancies of the current BJP regime. This is the same ED that has yet to prove charges against either Manish Sisodia ji or even Sanjay Singh ji for that matter.
Okay. Thank you, Ms. Huda. Thank you all the panelists for joining us. So big development in the capital today with Aam Aadmi Party MP Sanjay Singh's arrest, a matter that is going to be crucial for the political future of the Aam Aadmi Party, also of the opposition alliance, and also Delhi politics. But that is all the time that we have for you in The Last Word. Thank you for watching NDTV. Stay tuned for more.